What is the role of geography in a changing world? Human geography plays a key role in numerous aspects in a changing world. This is evident through three key examples that are focused on nuclear waste. These are scale, policy making, and decision making, which we believe are fundamental to understanding human geography in the modern world. Using the interview conducted with Karen Birkenstaff and our own research, we explored these examples regarding nuclear waste and used our own experience and knowledge around this. The role of geography portrayed through scale. Geography plays a key role in the changing world. The concept of scale and spatial differences plays a key role in the modern world. My perspectives of scale and spatial differences is that they are crucial when discussing processes and issues in human geography, although this extends to all aspects of geography, especially since the concept of scale has been significantly changed over the last 20 years as the world and geography has developed. This became more evident when we investigate a specific topic. The interview conducted with Karen Birkenstaff and her paper on nuclear waste gave some insight on scale and spatial differences across the globe. We learned that there are challenges with nuclear waste on all scale, and there are spatial differences in nuclear waste management globally, which I researched further. One topic brought up in Karen Birkenstaff's paper was not in my backyard mindset, where people believe in the importance of facilities just placed anywhere and not in their locality. This led to question regarding how we can solve people's mindset towards nuclear waste. As a result, we learned that people are more inclined to accept nuclear infrastructure if they are given incentives such as benefit packages. This highlights one local scale issue and how it can be combated, but different scales have different problems. On larger scale, nuclear waste provokes more issues. Geological disposal facilities has yet to be built, and this is a very controversial topic. Time zones of nuclear waste are protracted, and as a result there are long-term risks, many of which have not been yet identified. However, countries such as the UK are in discussion to begin developments of GDFs. Different countries have different methods of nuclear waste disposal, but the most prominent ones has been storing it overground and keeping it monitored, which is currently being practiced in the UK. Finland, however, became the first country to have a deep geologic nuclear waste repository, highlighting nuclear waste disposal is tackled differently globally. Therefore, as we can see, scale plays a key role in human geography, as we can identify issues on all scales, so it's important to investigate and to find solutions by looking at all these different scales. If we neglect specific scales, for instance a global scale using an example of nuclear waste, we wouldn't be able to see new developments and methods for nuclear waste disposal and nuclear infrastructure, which may inhibit the progress of some countries. For instance, Finland's recent developments may lead to a world and a new era of nuclear waste disposal methods, which would not be possible without looking at the global scale. As a result, scale plays a key role when looking at the role of human geography in the changing world. The role of human geography through policy making. Places are described by Dorian Massey as bundles of time-space trajectories collected within a place by individuals for a set of emotional and social processes. Geography's role in the changing world is to understand the historical and spatial contingencies surrounding place, as well as constantly changing time-space trajectories. The ability of geography as a discipline to understand and appreciate the memories associated with places makes it vital when considering policies that are going to be effective, ensuring that the voices of communities are heard and the fundamental concerns are addressed. This is evident in case studies surrounding nuclear facilities, for example within West Cumbria. The memory of Narex and its cultural and political effects are persistent into the present, meaning that public opinion is still shaped by the memory of Narex. Policies that do not consider the historical contingencies surrounding siting politics, such as those in West Cumbria, will not be able to be effectively implemented, as shown by the citing GDFs in West Cumbria. Recognising that the community is disproportionately affected by something like nuclear infrastructure is therefore central to policy making. Geography's understanding of time-space trajectories enables a better consensus of the community and allows policymakers to be alive to concerns of the past because the distant is implicated in our here. The recognition of the past impacts on the present helps to bridge the policy disconnect and is shown to be fundamental in policy making. This has been evident in UK policy as geographers have been quite active in conversation with policymakers, and they effected some changes in how the UK government at least does things. This reflects the influence of geography within policymaking in the UK, and understanding of community enables different voices to be heard. We've now got a much more explicit system for processes for recognising the views and opinions and the needs of the community. Geography's ability to apply the historical and spatial contingencies surrounding events such as NIAX enables the voice of the public to be heard and the issues to be addressed. This reflects geography's role in implementing effective and favourable policies for all parties. A further role for geography within policy making is the creation of new public spaces for public concern. When tackling the hardest problems, which are often described as the public's problems, participation is necessary and fundamental to policy-making decisions. Examples of this include community volunteering and partnerships in order to site nuclear waste facilities. This has been shown to provide real progress in countries such as Belgium and Sweden. Although the policy described by Birkenstock failed, community volunteers and participation strategies will be involved in the future. So there's now a similar process in place around partnerships and bring communities into sort of conversation with government. The new public space of concern bridges the policy disconnect between communities and allows for issues and concerns to be addressed and the public opposition to be minimised. This furthers geography's role in policy making by ensuring that there are appropriate pathways for communities to be engaged with and rewarded with participation. Geography therefore has a role within policy making by ensuring voices of communities are heard and the historical and spatial contingencies are addressed in effective policy making systems. However, it does beg the question, what voices should be listened to? Decision making. The pursuit of betterment of life among human societies fosters a fast, ever-changing world. To solve existing problems in our society and improve our quality of life, decisions have to be made precisely and comprehensively when it concerns the future of communities and even entirety of mankind. With a focus on interrelationships between people, places and the environment, spatially and temporally, human geography supplements us with more thorough understandings and ways of thinking for tackling social problems. When it comes to decision making on a social level, public involvement is crucial in any non-authoritarian state. However, there has always been a disconnection between decision makers and the public. Most social decisions are made in a way that public engagement is addressed with science and technology, hence decision makers often emphasise formal procedural politics while ignoring the actual issues of the public. Bickerstaff believes that the histories of a place, the memories among a community and even distant places are what shape the public's sense of risk and constructs their identity of place. She believes that while presenting factors of social issue are where the spotlight's on, the absent ones that continue to affect the present and the distant should be focused on more. Massey also adds to this idea by comparing places to bundles of time-space trajectories, where the past extends into our present and the distant is implicated in here. In order to respond directly to the concerns the public has, decision makers must read the issues through the lens of human geography, so that the root of public objection can be addressed and the agreement could be made. The UK government adopted the volunteerism in public engagement decisions like citing unpopular infrastructure such as GDFs. The definition of volunteerism is too simple. Same as a way of viewing large-scale projects. They did this through a three-way characterisation of volunteer communities. They had a host community, a decision-making body, and wider local interests. The government engages with the public without paying attention to the conflicts and events of the past. The unfair experience of Drigg, a small village near a nuclear facility, explains how past histories can affect the present. Therefore, human geography can help decision makers understand where the opposition of the social policy come from and address their concerns. This fosters more explicit public engagement, which helps to reach a consensus between the authority and the public. In conclusion, we believe the three main roles of geography within a changing world is the ability to use scale as a lens for learning and developing, allowing for effective decision making and policies that acknowledge the historical contingencies and voices of communities, as seen with the example of nuclear waste. They play a vital role within the rapidly changing world.